Namaskar and hello. I am Ankit Garg representing India here. I am calling on our dear Prime Minister to say that this is neither the time to blame developed countries nor the time for foreign policy to drive our climate change action plan. Rather, this is the time to listen to science and understand that our homeland is one of the worst affected due to climate change. Let me put some facts and figures forward. Due to climate change, the annual monsoon, which is the real finance minister of the country, has become erratic, leading to a toll on agriculture. In a country with 60% of the farmland being rain-fed, this is going to directly impact the 70% of the country's population whose livelihoods are directly dependent on agriculture. Due to climate change, there is a rise in natural disasters. In a country with 12% of the farmland being drought-prone and 18% being flood-prone, this is going to have a direct impact on that. Fresh water availability is almost down to a third of the 1951 levels. Rising sea level is swallowing up the land, and the survival and existence of 250 million people living across 8,000-kilometer vast coastline is threatened. Estimates suggest that livestock and crop yield is going to go down by 12% and 30% respectively by 2050. This is going to threaten our food security. Forget about poverty elimination. The resurgence and outbreak of several vector-borne diseases like malaria and dengue is going to further shake our public health system. I ask this question, what else will force us to take a concrete action? These estimates may be undeniably rough given the complexity involved in climate science, but I think they are enough and sufficient to understand the fundamental problem and its implications. Without a legally binding treaty, arbitrary numbers will be thrown back and forth, and without a legally binding treaty, arbitrary numbers will be thrown back and forth. The real emission targets are set by nature and not by global negotiators. So I would urge our Prime Minister not to be defensive and create a climate change policy yourself and drive the discussion on the global stage. The argument that climate change protection impedes growth and development, I don't think holds true. This is because poverty alleviation versus climate change protection isn't a dilemma. I think these two things are interlinked with each other, because poor is going to be the worst affected as a result of climate change because of his or her inability to adapt. Our initiative can show a part to other developing countries as well as they start grappling with a similar so-called dilemma. I would like to end my speech with a small poem. Future is crying. Dear leaders, try, open your eyes, see me until it's so late. Why are we wasting time on arguments and heated debates? Are we like that crazy frog in a pot who is rejoicing more and more as it gets hot and enjoys the warmth till cooked to death? Dear leaders, future is in our hands and we are in it. So lower your inertia, sign a binding treaty, because global challenges need global solidarity. Jai Hind and thank you.